in a pretty good time right now. We'll introduce him in a moment, but right now we're spawning on Varney Research Station to the north side of the map, where we'll actually find our red Terran player from AxiomAcer, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, I just needed to tab momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, Hart. And down to the south side, the guy that was able to take down Pult in his WCS group in the blue from Liquid, TLO. One map to put them into the grand finals, one map to secure €650, and a rematch with Dignitas Dead Pixels, which will hopefully not be another 4-0, I hope. Fingers crossed. I would hope it would be a little bit of a better match for the finals. But I mean, Hart has the potential now to send us to Game 7 for our second semi-final. Our first semi-final is up on YouTube now, went to Game 7 as well. It was actually a fantastic series. It was so back and forth in terms of who everyone thought was going to be able to win. It was actually a great series. So do check that out if you have the time or if you have the interest. youtube.com/SC2improve. So how is everyone doing in the chat? TVZ generally a little bit slow to get going, not really too much happening in the early game, and this game is going to be a prime example of that. Just going to be that Reaper aggression coming out of Hart here early on in this game. Not really too much to talk about. We'll follow that Reaper across the map once it does come out here in a few moments' time. Spawn pool just on the way for TLO, and yeah, not really too much else going on right now. Just a couple of drones on the way out. We're here on Varney Research Station, a map where we could definitely see Hart play mech if you would like to, so that's a possibility. I mean, this map is brilliant for going split map and being fairly greedy on it. It's very hard to break mech on this map even. So that being said, TLO has shown his proficiency against mech this season as well, back when Swarmhost was still in play. But I do remember a match against Invasion Esports where TLO came out against Gumiho, and he was able to take down Gumiho with a big Broodlord play. It was kind of very, you know, he basically hit the fact he was going into Broodlords and then attacked, and all of a sudden Gumiho could do nothing except fall to the power of TLO. So, Reaper coming across the map here from Hart, and we'll look to see what this is going to be able to get up to. Look to see if he's going to be able to get too much damage done. Just checks his gold base to begin with, wants to make sure his opponent's not going for anything super crazy. Second Reaper on the way, and we'll see how many Reapers he does commit to, whether he goes up to that third Reaper as well, or if he's just going to stop at the 2. It looks as though for now he'll just stop at the 2 out on that factory, and that means that reactor will be on the way here in a moment or two as well. Trying to grab a first drone kill, but TLO is not going to let that happen as he pulls it back, and the dance between the Reaper and the Zerglings begins. And TLO controlling well so far, wants to maybe leave that one Zergling in the back. Brings it forward slow, and that allows Hart to pick up the first kill of the game, and it will be on that Reaper. So we're going to back off of this now. Second Reaper coming across the map, and he'll hop up to the high ground with this, and Reapers will slowly work against a couple of these Zerglings. Queen turns them away, and we see a command center on the way down here for Hart as this third CC. So I mean, natural on the way up, very standard play from him so far. No second gas or anything, and we'll see if he wants to drop that second gas at some point in the near future. Factory going to move forwards, and we'll swap places with this barracks. There is that starport, so fairly suggestive that we're going to perhaps see that second gas and some form of aggression from him. Could just be a cloakless Banshee for defensive purposes. TLO back at home, just mining with a single gas worker on gas after starting his Zergling speed, so nothing really too crazy coming out from him. And again, we're just kind of waiting to see what the kind of real strategies are going to be in this game. Whether Hart, is he going to play mech, is he going to play bio from this 3cc opening? I mean, anything can pretty much go from this point. He's going to be going into a Banshee here, but again, without the second gas, it's only going to be cloakless, unless he just makes a Viking and starts stint, but he doesn't really have the gas to do both, so it is just going to be a cloakless Banshee for now, out of Hart. And he's going to be starting that up in a couple of moments' time, I imagine. Supply block, it's just going to be a Viking to begin. So I mean, actually this is what we saw with Young doing as well. Going in with the Viking, and then soon afterwards going into the Banshees as well. And use that first Viking to clean out Overlords and deny vision of TLO. TLO with some good vision right now though in the main base. He's moving forwards, he sees that tech lab, so he'll be able to check what building that is on in just a couple of moments here. There's 3 Hellions, 2 Reapers, now the 4th Hellion arriving against 3 Queens for now. And there's a couple of Zerglings on the map that are going to come and help turn this away. They're going to loop around and try and get that surround, or might just try and cut off reinforcements. Either way, they're going to move across the map and try and get something done here, even if they just catch the single Hellion. Let's see what they do. Do they leap onto that? No, TLO just keeps running by, so he's just going to force, he's actually going to force Hard to have to come back with these Hellions. He comes up to this ramp and will nibble away a little bit, but then turns away once again, and now will begin chasing these Hellions. So again, he's just keeping his opponent away from his base and keeping him busy, forcing him to bring those units back home, and still keeping him busy by running around the map with these Zerglings. In fact, some of these Zerglings might even stay alive. There we go, all cleaned out. Alright, so a couple more Queens, so we're gonna keep creeping on up outside of this 3rd base, and we see some more consumers just continuing to extend forwards here. And creep looking good right now. We do have an armory halfway done, so Hart looking as though he's going for pretty much the exact same build Roan went for. The Banshees are going to be able to have cloak on them because that second gas has been up for quite a while now. Transfuse is available though, and actually TLO is starting up his Spore Crawler and his Spine. He's actually very well protected against pretty much everything right now that could come his way. So TLO is playing this really well. I really like the position he's putting himself in. He doesn't really have... He's actually got quite a few Lings as well, so while he doesn't have a Bane unless he doesn't really need it at this point in time to be able to deal with this. It's actually been a Carapace opening from him, not to start that +1 melee just yet. I wonder if that's just because he's waiting to confirm what exactly is coming his way. That Spine Claw is about to finish up here. These Lings are going to start coming down the ramp, and actually Ling's going over to the right hand side for now. These Hellbats continue to move forwards, and Ling's going to come in and grab a couple of these reinforcing units. As again, that Spine Claw will continue to poke here, try and do whatever it can. Is TLO in a little bit of trouble here though, perhaps because he seems to not be able to really clean up the rest of these Hellbats. He's lost a lot of his Queens already. A lot of these Hellbats on low hit points though, and Viking comes across the map as well and will land. And TLO really needs to just get a couple more Lings out. I think he should be okay. He's actually pulling drones into this, which I'm not sure if he really needs his drones as part of this fight. I mean, there's a couple of Hellbats which are just so low on hit points that he'll probably be able to take them out with just a couple more Zerglings or just a little bit of Queen target fire. He's trying to pull this Queen back, get to a Spore Crawler in time. As the Spine Crawler trying to reposition as well. TLO is actually scrambling all over the place. He just wasn't quite prepared for a Hellbat attack at all from Hart here. And more Hellions continue to come across the map behind this. I mean, Hart starting up his production. The drones are completely pulled into this, and TLO really is struggling to turn this around. I thought this was going to look a lot different. He had Spore Crawlers, he had Spines. I thought he was well prepared, but the Zerglings took a little while to join the fight, and the Queens didn't really join it. You know, the Queens spent a lot of time running around and desperately trying to help out, and not really actually doing as much as they could, I suppose. And TLO's lost 12 workers so far. The Queens finally seem to be getting something done. They're finally able to maybe clean out these Hellbats. But there's still a Banshee in the sky, something which TLO is morphing in a Overseer to deal with right now. A couple of things still moving forward, trying to clean out the Hellbats. And TLO sets 30 supply down right now. There's Hellions and Hellbats still coming across the map. It just never ends. TLO is being pushed back and hard. He's just not letting things ease up just yet. He's just going to keep on going for this. Got more Lings getting cleaned out, and the Queen goes down, and I think that might be the end of TLO at this point. I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, I felt as though he had more than enough to deal with this. I mean, I guess with that many Hellbats, you really just need that Baneland nest up a little bit sooner. You need a couple of Banelands to soften the blow. And TLO just wasn't quite prepared for it. He didn't quite have an idea that the Hellbats were coming. He picks up one of the Banshees. He's, again, desperately trying to hang on. Stop this from going to game number 7. But it looks as though that is what we're destined to get into here. Game 7 of this best of 7. It looks as though our second semi-final of the SC2ITL Season 4 is also going to be going to an ace match. Unless TLO can find a kind of a bit of magic right now. I mean, he is down 30 drones. He's starting to get up a couple of Mutalisks, but there's already 4s on the way up on the other side of the map. In fact, 4s crossing through the middle of the map, which isn't the best of places for them to be. TLO really has to find a way to do some magical amounts of damage with this incoming set of Mutalisks. But is he really going to be able to do that? I'm not too sure. As Hart looks as though he's actually quite eager to just keep moving across the map, just keep on moving across, see what he can do. Oh wow, another 4 comes down from the high ground, and TLO, I mean, again, 4th base on the way up for Hart. That fight, I mean, it went on for about 5 minutes or so. Well, maybe not 5 minutes, but, you know, it went on for quite some time. And behind all of this, I mean, Hart went up to 88 SCVs, he went up to the rest of his production, he's already getting +2 on the way. TLO sees that 4th base moving into position here, and again, not really going to be able to do anything about it. He's got his Roach 1 finished, Roach speed starts, a few Roaches being made right now, but again, is he really going to be able to get anything out of these? I mean, there's just so many 4s, and a couple of SCVs pulled across the map for defense as well for repairs. And there's a couple of Banshees mixed into that army. A couple of SCVs going down. These meters are something which TLO is getting something done with. He's picked off 6 workers so far, and he's going to just stick around as long as he can, but the meters only have so much health. They can only dance with that turret for so long. And again, what does he have at home here to defend? These Roaches going to start moving forward, the Queens as well. There's a good fight for him here initially because he's fighting kind of only the Hellbats. The 4s in the back not really taking part on this, and it looks as though he's continuing to he's continuing to do that. He's picking off the Hellbats and then looking to come back in. A couple of 4 shots blow up 2 of those 3 Mutalisks, and now TLO is going to keep pushing forward as a single mine here, which will actually just go off on a single Queen. It's probably the best thing TLO could have hoped for, but again, does he have the DPS to take down these 4s? Well, he is starting to work his way against these. Is this perhaps a way for TLO to come back into this? I mean, my problem for him is that he's still going to have this issue where can he deal with reinforcements? I'm not too sure if he can. If he can deal with further 4s after this, he finds another 4 in the middle of the map here. He's trying to dance. He's trying to get away from these 2 Banshees in the sky. You know, he doesn't want to really sit under these and take that damage from them. He's closed the supply gaps a little bit here, but again, he's still struggling. He doesn't have a 4th base. He doesn't have 83 workers. And he's kind of only has Roaches, so once some siege tanks come up and they start sieging up, these Roaches are going to get obliterated. But hey, he holds on for now. He holds on for now. Roach is coming in, and we'll pick off this reinforcement as well. There's actually a Corrupt out in the sky to help deal with the Banshees. There's a couple of these Roaches to the north side get cleaned up pretty swiftly. And TLO again, he's making the best of the situation right now. He's trying to see what he can get up to. If he can just find a way to maybe harass his opponent to kind of the same amount of damage which he's been taking already. This single Corruptor is actually slowly working its way against these Banshees, but these Roaches are just not going to be enough. The DPS is too high, and we're going to a game number 7. You know, if